What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Laughing Coyote, and this is This Week in Cricket, where we will cover all things cricket. We'll start off with the third test, which was just domination by England. You already know about this, so I'm going to keep it brief. I'm not going to talk too much about that test. Just gonna, because the T20 started and it was stopped due to rain, and well, I just found out that it's actually, that's it, the game is not going to take place. Pakistan played really well in that T20, but we'll talk about that later. First, the test. So England got a few runs, just a few runs, just a small, 583 runs. Yeah. It was pretty much net practice for them, but let's not be too harsh on our bowlers though. One of the bowlers, our main bowler, is Shaheen Afridi, who is 20 years old. The other one is Naseem Shah, who is 17 years old. So these are very young bowlers. Mohammad Abbas, who's much older in age, doesn't have that much experience either. So he's inexperienced. He might be older, but he hasn't played that much international cricket. If you look at Abid Ali, again, he's older. I think he's 30 or 31 years old, but he hasn't played that much international cricket either. So it's a young, inexperienced side, and there are obviously good things that we saw. We saw Mohammad Rizwan, who was very good. We saw Abbas, who was getting the ball to nip around. Naseem got a couple of wickets. Shaheen got some wickets as well. And, I mean, let's be honest. If you look at the scorecard, right, for the England side, if you look at that scorecard, there's only two batsmen that played well. There's Zach Crawley. By the way, Zach Crawley, amazing performance from him. Youngster. I talked about him in a previous video as well. Sibley and Crawley, two young players from England that I want to do really well. Also Pope, but he didn't do all that well in this game. But yeah, if you look at the scorecard, you have Zach Crawley scoring 267, which is just ridiculous. He didn't even score 100 before that, and now he scored a double 100. So there's that. And then you've got Josh Buttler, who was out of form, and then he found Pakistan. Yeah, once you find Pakistan, you find your form. That's just a given. But no, 267, 152 from Butler. So that's 400 runs just between those two players. And then the rest of the team combined scored about, 180 runs. So that's not bad if you look at it. I mean, two players had a fantastic day. And you can't just bash yourself about someone having a good day, someone finding form and playing an innings that they will probably never play again. Like Zach Crawley, I don't think he's gonna get a double 100 again. I wish him all the best, and I hope he does get it. Like I said, I'm always in favor of young cricketers, whether Pakistani or English or Australian or whatever, or Kiwi. I'm looking at myself in the camera, so it's the opposite. But yeah, I got this shirt. I really like this shirt. The nations don't matter. To me, I like cricket, and so whenever I see a young player, I want him to do well. So when someone has a day like Zach Crawley or Josh Buttler did, all you can do is just say, you know what? Well done. Because there's nothing you can do. It's not you who was bad. It was that person who was in spectacular form, and that's something that you have to understand. Sometimes it's just not your day. It's, I don't know. I mean, obviously it hurts, to see Pakistan conceding nearly 600 runs. But yeah, it was an interesting game. Some people were talking about how Joe Root didn't declare early. To that, I would say I would applaud him for not declaring early, because here's something you guys are not taking into account. Josh Buttler, how many balls did he face? I have it on my phone right here. Josh Buttler batted for 447 minutes. That's 311 deliveries and 152 runs. You're telling me that Josh Buttler just spent that much time out there batting, and now you're going to say, hey, buddy, I know you're tired, but put your gloves on and go ahead and squat for the next 6 hours as well. Because that's all you're doing. When you're a wicketkeeper, what are you doing? You're squatting. I bet, by the way, Josh Buttler, his butt must be in top shape. Because if you're squatting for that long in, every test, I mean, come on, those thighs, those butts. All I'm saying is, I won't mind seeing him in booty shorts. That's all I'm saying. in it. But yeah, it just made sense to me. I'm like, well, of course you're not going to ask your wicketkeeper, who was out there for more than 400 minutes, to just now be out there for another 400 minutes and squat the whole time. It's not easy being a wicketkeeper. It doesn't look like much, but try squatting in one place for 30 seconds. I challenge you, do it. Come on, I do it myself. It's called an isometric workout. Try it. You'll shit your pants. So he was taking that into consideration. So I don't blame Joe Root for that at all. Then Pakistan came out to bat, and the wicket looked like a dead flat wicket when England was batting, and then Pakistan comes out to bat, and it looks like an amazing wicket, like a proper English wicket. The ball is like wiggling around like a snake. Yeah, nobody did anything with the exception of the skipper, obviously. Azhar Ali got 141, and Mohammad Rizwan, who was spectacular in front of the sticks as well as behind the sticks, 53. I'm so impressed with Rizwan. As well in the first T20 as well, I saw a little bit of the game, and I was recording the videos as well, so I didn't see too much of the game. But whatever little bit I saw, I was very impressed with Rizwan's performance behind the sticks. Man of the series goes to Rizwan and Josh Butler. They share it, and yeah, I agree. Butler was in pretty good nick, as well as Rizwan, and pretty good behind the sticks, although Butler did drop a few behind the sticks, so he wasn't that great of form, but he made up for it with his batting, though. That's the thing. Rizwan was good with the bat too, but he didn't even get 100, whereas Butler got 150, something like that. And then in the previous game, he got them their match-winning innings, although Chris Wokes contributed there as well. So Chris Wokes deserves some credit. I would say more credit than Butler, because Wokes is not really a batsman. He's a bowling all-rounder at best, whereas Butler is a specialist batsman. So that was that test. We got a tie out of it in the end. The weather is crap. Something needs to be done about it. Pink ball, early start, late finish. Let's not stop every, like, they stop for tea, they stop for lunch, they stop for all sorts of crap. Like, who drinks tea, man? I know I drink tea, but I drink it once in the morning and that's it. Like, who drinks tea like 3 times a day? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You want to take a break, just take a short drinks break like you do in ODIs. You know, you take like a 5-minute break and then you're back. There's no need for all these lengthy breaks. The lunch break, though, yeah, that makes sense. You need the lunch break, obviously. But yeah, also they should have substitute fielders as well, because if you're going to take out the breaks, or not take out but make them short, then obviously the players are going to be very tired because the test games are very long. So then you should be allowed a few more substitute, you know, like 5-6 substitute fielders that can come in, not just 1 or 2. That would really help the bowlers, the fielders. I mean, if you're really worried about the physical aspect of the game, then allow that. Why are you like wasting time with the breaks? Instead, just keep the game going, but allow the bowlers and the fielders to take a rest every now and again. I think that would help. I don't know. Let me know what do you think about that. But definitely, right now we can use the pink ball. Right now we can start early. Right now we can finish early. That definitely needs to be implemented. That needs to be a regular thing. Like red ball cricket needs to go. Or not go, but do it this way. So start with the red ball and then finish with the pink ball. Or, yeah, like that, you know? So by that I mean when it's nighttime, you can use the pink ball. And when it's daytime, when you can see, then use the red ball. Because a red ball is easier to see during the day than the pink ball. The pink ball is not that great to see during the day. That's one of the problems. That's something Misbah mentioned as well. But yeah, it was a very dominant performance from England, but unfortunately, due to the weather for England, it was a tie. Fortunately for Pakistan, due to the weather, it was a tie. But it was an interesting game. Then we will move on to the T20s. Oh, the CPL has started, by the way, as well. I saw a couple of games. I saw the Jamaica game, but I haven't seen too many. As you know, I make a lot of videos, so I'm just way too busy. Also, I'm a college student and I also have a job other than this, so I'm very busy. But yeah, the CPL has started. That's fun. IPL is going to start soon on the 19th. Looking forward to that. I'm going to try and make some videos on that. I'm going to try to make some videos on the CPL as well. But yeah, then the first T20, I was very impressed with Pakistan. Pakistan had that game in the bag. Pakistan was going to win that game. I'm telling you, if you know how rain saved us in the third test? Rain saved England in the first T20. Tom Banton, fantastic. Very impressed with him. And I hope Peshawar keeps him because he plays for Peshawar right now. But I hope they keep him for next year's PSL. By the way, another thing about Mohammad Rizwan in the first game, he was obviously very good with taking the catches and the stumpings and that. He did a couple of them. But one thing that I noticed was, and this is for the non-Urdu speaking people, you wouldn't have realized this. Every single delivery, he was telling the bowler what to do. He was reading the game. I really like that ability about him, to read the game. It's one thing to be skilled. It's a whole another thing to actually understand the game and tell the bowlers how to, you know, which way to get a batsman out. I mean, he helped Yasser Shah with Ollie Pope in the test match as well. And I'm so impressed with him. I mean, I know he was the captain in Khyber in Pukhtunkhwa, but that's on the domestic level. It's one thing to do it on the domestic level. It's a whole other thing to do it on an international level. But what I'm seeing right now, he's very good with the gloves. He's very good with the bat. And I can see him potentially become a captain as well in the future. Like I said, if you listen to the mic chat that, you know, he was doing behind the sticks, well, it's actually in Urdu and some of it in Pashto as well. And I know both Pashto and Urdu both. So I understood him well. And he was helping out the bowlers. He was helping out the fielding with Bob Razam. And it's going to be actually great to have him and Bob Razam together because Bob Razam is very young. So he can learn a thing or two from Rizwan. Rizwan has experience captaining a side. So I'm very impressed with Rizwan. I hope he continues this, because when Sarfaraz first came to the squad, he was like that too. He was very good with the gloves. He was very good with the bat. And he was also reading the game really well. And then I don't know what happened, but he just lost all of that. I guess he just had a bad patch, you know. It happens. Like I said, it happens to the best of us. We have good days and bad days. Although Sarfaraz's bad days were a bit too many. That's why he was dropped. But yeah, wish him all the best. Rizu, I love him, man. He's fantastic. But yeah, to finish it off, don't lose hope in Pakistan if you're a Pakistani. I'm impressed with the Pakistani side. It's a young side. It has a great, bright future. In test at least. In T20 we're doing fine at the moment. We've got experience. We've got Shoaib Malik, we've got Mohammad Amir, we've got Wahab Riaz, we've got Mohammad Hafiz. We've got a lot of experienced players in T20. In tests we have a very new, very inexperienced side. So in the future, in the next 5 years, I can see Pakistan really dominate the test world and cricketing world. Be a force to be reckoned with for the first time, I would say, because I mean, if we go really far back, maybe, I mean, that I wasn't even alive back then, but if from memory, you know, early 2000s, late 2000s, and now the 2010s, Pakistan have never been a good test side. The only time, I mean, I couldn't even believe it when I saw that Pakistan was #1 in tests. I was like, what? Since when are we good? But I can see that happen again in the next 5 years. If we stick with our young guns, if we train them, if we properly groom them, if we point them in the right direction, and instead of just bashing them after one bad performance, we sort of guide them in the right direction, I think we can do a lot of great things. Yeah, so I'm not worried at all about Pakistan's future. I think they'll be fine in cricket. Like I said, in T20, they're already doing great. I mean, the first game is a fine example of that. Even though Tom Banton tried his best, England was still in trouble, and they were going to find it very difficult to win that game if that game had continued. Pakistan did really well with the ball. I was very impressed. But yeah, that's going to be that for this video. There's not much going on in the world of cricket. There's going to be an England versus Australia series starting soon. I'm going to cover that as well. Do Cricket 19 and basement videos in that as well. Looking forward to that. I hope New Zealand does a video, because I bought this, again, I pointed to the wrong end. I bought this shirt and I want to use it in the basement cricket. I like this shirt so much, man. Look, it has the thing in the back too. Let me show you. Look at that. It has the stars on the back. I love this shirt. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know what you think about the things I said. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do drop a like, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And do consider becoming a channel member. Thank you to everyone who has become a channel member. And I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully. Until then, have a nice